Good evening. My name is Waddell Brooks Sr., your host, and this is Community Forum. This evening we're attending Faith Grant College, located in Birmingham, Alabama, to witness the conferring of the Doctor of Education degree upon Daisy M. Anderson Brooks of North Chicago, Illinois. About 10 of us have traveled to Birmingham this afternoon at the Birmingham Civic Center here in Birmingham to witness this great event. Faith Grant College made a nationwide search and found the name of Daisy M. Brooks for her dedication and her work in humanities. This afternoon, with approximately 22 others, will receive the Doctor of Laws, a Doctor of Education, and other degrees. We will be interviewing several of the conferees later on during the program. We will be attending the Birmingham's Civil Rights Institute and also the church where the bombing took place in the 60s, where 4 young children died at the 16th Street Baptist Church.
Of your dinner, and of course, you heard all the people at this table from North Chicago, Illinois. I want you to meet the head of that group. Where you stand, Dr. Brooks?
I cannot tell you how happy I am tonight to be standing here as a recipient of this prestigious award. When I received a letter from Dr. Young saying that he had recommended me for this award, I really thought he was kidding, or I thought somebody was really playing games with me. And after I found out that it was really true, all I could say was, I thank God for using me to do a very needed work. I have been asked to share with you some of my accomplishments, and if it gets to be too boring, you can raise your Baptist finger and walk out very quietly. I started my venture, I guess you could say in 19 whatever. I attended a one-room schoolhouse in the city about 10 miles from Natchez, Mississippi, at Pine Ridge, Mississippi, where there were 3 kids in my class. We had a one-room school. First grade sat on the first row, second grade sat on the second row, and so on. Believe it or not, I was the valedictorian of the class, and Nino was the salutatorian, and the other guy couldn't read or write, so. In 1974 is when I started my regular venture in reference to the things that I'm doing at present time. I decided that North Chicago needed a daycare center. I guess it was my husband's idea. He dreamed the dream, and I did the work, and this is the way it has been happening. In 1974, I designed and constructed Thompson College Daycare Center, where we were licensed for 170 students. In 1979, there was a need because we had parents who had younger children, and they wanted something that was close to the center where they were taking their older child. So again, I designed an infant center which is licensed for 65 students. In 1985, there was a need to have a girls' home in the city of North Chicago, where I designed another building, and we offer services to girls ages 12 to 18 where they have come from abused and abandoned families, where they have been neglected. The services that we offer there is counseling. We have psychologists on staff, we have nurses, we have child care workers, and all of the persons that we would need in order to provide a comprehensive program for girls ages 12 to 18. After the girls reached the age of 18, we found out that they had no place for them to go, so I started an independent living program, and we can keep children, or girls rather, ages from 18 to 21. My newest venture is girls who are choosing to keep their babies from 12 to 18. We started a new program that we just opened about a month ago, and in that program we also have girls who are choosing to keep their babies, and they have been abandoned and abused by their families, so we teach them parenting. We have our own school on campus. We just got notice on Wednesday that our school has been rated #1 for the state of Illinois for an alternative school. So I'm real pleased about that. I would just like to give you a few, I guess, encouraging words or things that maybe you can think about, or things that we, especially as Black American women, that we can do or say or work together in order to alleviate some of the problems that we are having here for the advancement and especially of American African women, the guidance of Black women. We need to work together to try to eliminate, to alleviate drugs. We want to alleviate, we're trying to stabilize the families. We're trying to alleviate substance abuse, teenage pregnancy, and education. We're trying to work together for financial education aid of alleviation of the hunger and all other social issues that may affect Black women and other environments. We're saying that we need to network and work together, but as individuals, we cannot do this alone. We need to combine organizations where we can work together and strengthen our scopes, and we can work together to make our organizations be more effective in the future than we have done in the past. We need to work together and try to move for the new movement for the advancement. It's like building a communication system, working for the common goals, creating a supportive atmosphere of sharing and caring, helping each other to be more effective in a mutual exchange of teamwork. Let us try and work together in making things happen. It means that we should be in the tune of its developing a pool of knowledge and motivation of expertise, and opening doors of opportunity, creating awareness, and a progress of providing vehicles of support and strengthening our forces. If we were to work together, it would be a powerful tool for succeeding and getting where we want to go. And we should be saying today that let us cooperate, let's team up, let's collaborate rather than compete. Let's share a friendly, without putting a price tag on what we do. Let us become a cheering section of encouragement, and let us work together for the good and the goals of others. Let us get together, let's get ahead, let's facilitate an ongoing communication among women, and especially Black American women. Let us have all of our Black women organizations, not just a few, working together for the same cause. Let us share our thoughtful acts, a helpful idea. Let's share a timely suggestion. Let's have a sense of understanding. Let's lift up and over the rough spots. Let's take action. Let's move forward. Let's work together. Let's help each other, and we also should share the Lord. Let's stand together. Let's stand straight. Keep firm and be strong. Press forward and succeed. Let's establish a connection that develops a common bond. Let's assess our needs. Let's set our goals. Let's determine our priorities. Let's have resources, target on action, reach out and connect, and common and commission and control, and reach all of these successes. Let's start working together from it all. We will receive some of the following: information referrals, resources, feedback, follow-ups, advice, support, boasting, guidance, mentoring, environment stimulation, cooperation involvement, opportunities, hope, clout, achievement, and advancement and success. We could also share the joy, peace of mind, love, unity, and togetherness. A ringing song of friendship and a word or two of cheer. Then all of the world of gladness and a binding shine of tears. It is all together, working together, as real sisters, one and all. Today, ladies, I'm speaking specifically for the young Black American ladies. Today is ours. Let's live it. Love is strong. Let's give it. A song will help. Let's sing it. a word of here. Let's do it. Our work is here. Let's do it. The road is rough. Let's clear it. The future is ours. Don't fear it. The battle is on. Let's fight it. The world is wrong. Let's right it. Today is ours. Let's take it. Let's team up. Let's work together for freedom advancement. The excellence and success are the goals. Let's do it. You may like it. May God bless you.
Most holy, eternal, and gracious God, we come before you this evening as humble as we know how, realizing, Father God, it's you that have made us and not we ourselves. We want to thank you for our early rising this morning. It was not in judgment. But we want to thank you for this great occasion, realizing that it is necessary that all men and women of God study to show themselves approved. And Lord, now we come thanking you for Faith Grant College. We pray for this occasion. We pray that you will strengthen us and build us up and thoroughly have your way in our lives. Lord, touch us and give us the right attitude, the right frame of mind. And then, God, strengthen us in our daily occupations. We pray for Dr. Grant, that you give him and the governing board of Faith Grant College a greater wisdom to do greater things in the future. And Lord, we just want to praise you for your excellency, for your majesty, and just the fact that you are God. And then, Father, when the war is over down here, give us a home somewhere in your kingdom. There we may be able to praise you forever. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
To the most illustrious president of Faith Grant College, Dr. Daniel T. Grant, to his most queenly wife, family, to the board of directors of the school, the alumni who are here, and the honorees of the evening, those on the dais, ladies and gentlemen, I'm indeed happy to be back here again in the interest of Faith Grant College and its most colorful activity as this. I want to thank Dr. Grant for inviting me to be here again. May I say that very often when people introduce or say to you that this is my boss, they're talking about their spouse. So I want to make it clear to you that I'm not the spouse of Dr. Maddox, even though we have different names. He just happens to work with me. I just happen to be his supervisor. And he just used to be my pastor. So he was over me too. We're just switching places. But I must say that he's one of the finest and the most devoted friends and employees I've ever had. And I have over 200 employees. And he is one of the best. And this is going on his second year with us. We're so happy that he's with us because we're moving into housing, the development of neighborhoods, revitalizing neighborhoods. And this is one of his fortes. And I needed somebody who knew more about it than I did. And we plan to make a lot of difference in the communities that we're serving. I need not say a great deal about the work that I'm doing. I want to commend Ms. Brooks on her speech. I enjoyed it so much and I identified with much of what she was saying because we're doing similar things. But she told me some things backstage that she didn't tell you. And I said, hey, you're building all these things. How you just a designer and architect? She says, yes, and I'm a general contractor. So it's like, once upon a time we had only men who could say that. So we now have women who can say it. And we commend you and wish you God's blessings as you continue to build in his name.
Amen.
There is a law of nature that everything brings forth after its own kind. When we have children, we're looking to see who that child looks like as soon as it gets here. We expect him to look like somebody who's carrying the genes that we have in our family. Well, you know, God is such a great God. He has the genius within our plants, our vegetation, our animals too. It's that if you plant thistles, you're going to get thistles. You are not going to get figs. And if you plant green, sour apple seeds, you're not going to get those delicious sweet apples. You're going to get just what you sow. And I say that because, and I thought about this because I was approached recently, just after the election. Now, what are you all going to do now with this big change that has come about? And my response was to do more of what we have been doing and doing it better with your cooperation and support. Because all the good things that are coming out, we're going to continue to do those things. But we aren't going to get on the bandwagon, shift sides and all those kinds of things because we aren't hypocritical. And of course, having gone through this work for 27 years, you know, we've been waiting the tides for many years. It's nothing new to us in community action. We have to always keep ourselves so positioned that if one block of resource is removed, that we can replace it with another. And I never lose sight of the fact that the greatest resources that we have and the most we have are right in our midst where we live. And we don't have to depend on Washington, D.C. for everything that we get. Of course, a lot that we've gotten from Washington, D.C., we can convert that and multiply that into more resources if they're going to knock out some money from us. But when you heard that we bring in $7 million a year into the community, that's true. That comes about as a result of writing proposals to get grants for projects that address specific problems that people have in our community, and particularly the low income and the disadvantaged. And I need not wade through those because I know you've heard of them being in the areas of things such as housing, unemployment, undereducation, and the social problems as to dropout, teen pregnancy, and so forth. Those are some of them. But you know, I get despondent sometimes, and I'm being quite frank with you and informal, when I think about why we're having to address these problems, especially those social problems, and the other ones too. It all has come about because as adults, our forefathers, and I should say ourselves, have been negligent, and we've been hypocritical. We've generated resources and then put them where they needed to be, and we didn't distribute them as we should have. So those were seed plantings. We planted some seeds that we're now having to face, because what is coming up is not what we'd like to see. So this is why we're so confronted with children who are having children themselves, and so much man killing man, and so much school dropout, and so many jails filled, more than we have more in jail than we have in the Army. We have a multitude of problems to deal with. We try to deal with them. We know we can't do all that is needed, but we try to scratch the surface and try to make a difference. Sometimes we call it ameliorate the situation. That is, to make it bearable so that people can get over. We're very happy, of course, to be in this position. As you heard, I taught school for a few years, 14 years, came on into this for 27 years. And I found that I'm just in another classroom, but it's a bigger one. We teach. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got to teach by doing. We've got to teach by the way we live. And we're talking about character. You can teach character, but you've got to teach it mostly by the way you do things and the way you act, the way you carry yourself. And so when we hear about all these values, family values that we're going to be doing now, we're going to see how some people are going to be acting and where the resources are going. I want to say that there's a little poem that we all have learned and taught our children, generation after generation. It's called Mary Had a Little Lamb. Its fleece was white as snow. And everywhere the Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. Catch a carrot to school one day, it was against the rule. But it made the children laugh and play to see the lamb at school. What happened? You know, we learned that poem, and we don't know why, but it just sounds good. And there are some very good values in it. But it's a real story. And Mary is a real person. She was a little 12-year-old girl who lived in Boston, Massachusetts. And her father had some lambs, and she and woke up one day, the one was sick. And he wanted to destroy it, and she didn't want him to, and asked him to keep it. She nurtured the lamb, brought more life into it, and the lamb lasted for several years. She carried to school with her, sure enough. But one day the lamb died. She took the fleece, made yarn out of it, sold the yarn for $60, and gave the $60 to the Old South Boston Church to pay on their mortgage. And that particular act of character has immortalized the name Mary, with Mary Had a Little Lamb, and that's why you've been saying it. That was a small thing, but it was big in the minds of the people of that day. And we have kept it going. The same thing can happen to you. You only need to do just a little thing of good and of worth. Plant a good seed. And Lord knows how many times it might multiply long after you have passed off the scene. I bid you God's blessings, and thank you very much. Do this before I sit. I believe in contributing, just like Mary, to the church. I believe in contributing to educational institutions, and especially our black educational institutions, and I share my wealth in those capacities. So tonight I have brought a gift to the school, Dr. Grant, and I want to present it to you at this time. This is from Ruby J. Johnson to Faith Grant College, checking them out of $1,000.
Amen.
get us in the spirit for the speaker. We're going to ask Miss Ruth Piggott if she won't come and sing at this time. She's an accomplished musician. Not that the grants are not. Amen.
I'm so happy to introduce this young man. I've known him since he was a little boy. His mother used to carry him to school at Oakwood College and so forth. That's Dr. Johnson's son I'm talking about. and he worked with him at Faith Grant College in his Hebrew. I think that's Greek. And he went to the Andrew College in Michigan University and received his master's degree. He received his doctorate degree from Faith Grant College, the youngest man we've ever given it to. I think he's 27 years old. But now he's studying with a PhD at some Presbyterian University. He's headed our Department of Religion for the past year. And I'm happy to present him to you tonight. I told him, well, we're getting a little late. He's a good speaker. He can really tear it down for an hour. So I told him just tear it down in just about 5 or 10 minutes.
I love our president. And I think he's correct. But someone said they want to hear Miss Pickett just sing just one more stanza of what she sung earlier. So I'm going to let her do that. So why don't you come and do that stanza or whatever for us. And Mr. President, our show will proceed. Thank you. To the president of this fine institution of higher learning, to the faculty and staff of Faith College, family, friends, well-wishers, and of course, honorees, this is your night. We salute you. I am cognizant of the hour, the time, and so with the words of encouragement from our president tonight, I shall proceed. In fact, I would like to use tonight for my address What's in it for me?
All right.
What's in it for me? Our world has never witnessed more confused and turbulent times than at the present. There is depression, or shall we say recession, trouble and grief everywhere. From the sandy beaches of California to the majestic Appalachian Mountains of Virginia, there is grief and trouble everywhere.
Well,
there is a lack of confidence, graduates, lack of trust, and lack of security everywhere.
yeah.
And you ask yourself the question tonight, as the world turns in the 20th century, what's in it for me?
All right.
And this, I say, is no exaggeration of the predicament in which we seem to find ourselves tonight. In fact, one sociologist put it this way: what we have simply is a sick sociology based on a faulty anthropology that emanates from a false theology. And you ask yourself the question tonight, what's in it for me?
All right.
What's in it for me? We are standing at the door of a bright and new glorious era when peace and goodwill should reign supreme for all men. We can fax a letter from the bushes of South Africa to New York City in a matter of seconds.
All right.
Well,
We have split the atom. We have somehow learned how to deal with cancer, but still we cannot deal with racial prejudiceness in America.
well,
The greatest problem that we face today is that we cannot even understand why we're here and what our mission should be. You know, how perverse, shall I say, is the human intellect, human nature. How unprioritized the human intellect. We'll listen to court television all day long about O.J. Simpson, miss our jobs, get up late. We will chase anything. We all believe that we can win. Some believe they can win the lottery. Some believe that this world really has nothing to offer them, so they're out to get all that they can get, living in the present without reference to the future. Nothing seems to satisfy this generation, preachers. We defy or hate crime, yet we insist on committing crimes. 1 out of 4 black men in America between the ages of 14, Dr. Johnson, through 19 is either in prison, in jail, under the supervision of the government, or dead. What's in it for me? We decry segregation, but we still want to be different. Nothing seems to satisfy this generation. We dislike debt, but we insist on buying duty bags. Women hate snakes, but they love snake shoes and snake purses and fur coats. We are in trouble as an ethnic group tonight. What's in it for me? Some hate Democrats, so they gave it to the Republicans.
All right.
Lord help us tonight.
all right.
I believe that we're in trouble. That's why we need the almighty hand of God tonight to lead us through and out of this wilderness that we seem to find ourselves in tonight. We want to be elected to office, but we don't want and we don't like the elective process. What's in it for me? We want a great and moving and powerful church, but we don't want to work and pray it down from heaven. Our world is so confused and so troubled this evening. We have lost the sacredness of human life. When I grew up, athletes, they would drink milk and eat Wheaties, but tonight they chew Redmond's tobacco and say everything that they should not say. We are in trouble tonight, and the question that I present to you tonight is, what's in it for me? What's in it for you? Can you make a difference tonight? Are you satisfied with where you are? Are you settling for mediocrity tonight? I just want to get by. I don't care what tomorrow brings. But tonight I say that God is in this world. So that's why I know that there's something in it for me. It is not scientists, triple and centrifugal forces that are holding this earth together tonight, but rather it is the divine hands of God. Preachers, theologians, we realize that we're living in the eschatological days, the eschaton of time, and we know that the only thing that can deal with the penalties of time is the divine hands of God. What's in it for me? What's in it for you? Teenage pregnancy is at an all-time high. AIDS, and I say to my young friends that are here tonight, AIDS for one time around, I don't think that's worth it. Drug abuse. Recently we read in the newspapers in Chicago, two older children, quote me, two older children, 10 and 11, pushed a 5-year-old 14 stories because he wouldn't steal candy for them. In South Carolina, a young lady murdered her children, and she is a very intelligent person because she realized that society has already described us in the newspaper. What we're going to do, where we're going to be, so she said a black man did it. And she got the sympathy from the White House all the way down to the poorhouse. She got their sympathy. To go a step further, we look at our nation tonight. There are more black people today out of work than ever before. There are more young black men tonight in Birmingham, in Chicago, New York, and Memphis, and throughout this great land, walking the streets without hope. Without hope. Without hope, because they feel that there's nothing in this world for them. But what's in it for you and me tonight? What's in it? Because Christ is in it, it makes a difference. And so I say to you tonight as you go, the greatest depressant is ignorance. The greatest thrill is knowledge. The greatest tonic is laughter. The greatest investment is practice. As you go tonight, remember the greatest hindrance is indecision. The greatest help is consistency. The greatest love is trust. The greatest affliction is gossip. The greatest fellowship is prayer. The greatest temptation is superficiality. The greatest high is excellence. The greatest excuse is others. The greatest exercise is meditation. The greatest thief is procrastination. The greatest luck is preparation. The greatest waste is revenge. As you go, remember, the greatest act is forgiveness. The greatest crime is injustice. The greatest deed is sharing. The greatest tragedy is war. The greatest enemy is fear. As you go tonight, remember, the greatest defense is faith. The greatest kindness is constructive criticism. The greatest unkindness is flattery. The greatest upper is music. The greatest downer is grief, Sister Pickett. The greatest folly is intemperance. The greatest medicine is sleep. The greatest consequence is sleep and death. The greatest offer is salvation. The greatest asset is balance. The greatest treasure is Jesus. The greatest puzzle is humanity. The greatest joy is the gospel. The greatest book is the Bible. The greatest doctrine is righteousness by faith. The greatest tool today is education. The greatest teacher is experience. The greatest institution is marriage. The greatest legacy is example. The greatest sin is ingratitude. The greatest honor is service. But remember, the greatest song has not been sung. The greatest poem has not been written. The greatest discovery has not been made. The greatest speech has not been given. The greatest age is whatever age you are. The greatest tomorrow is today. The greatest odds is that 10, 20, 30 years from now, if time should last, you will remember what was said here tonight. Maybe not have said it. And the greatest ideal of any commencement speaker is that he or she will stand up, speak up, shut up, and that I now intend to do. Via con Dios, go with God.
Community affiliations are too numerous to mention, but I would like to mention a few. Since '89, she was CEO of Daisy's Resource and Development Center in North Chicago, Illinois, and presently she's Executive Director of Daisy's Nurseries. She has presented all over the world. She is a member of We Do, We Care organization. She has received the award from the leadership from Lake County Urban League, Christian Fellowship Church, and I have 9 more pages that I will not read. Dr. Grant, Dr. Daisy M. Anderson Brooks, Doctor of Education.
We have with us this evening Dr. Army Daniel, Dean of Academic Affairs at Faith Grant College. And we're going to ask Dr. Daniel to give us a background of Faith Grant College.
Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity. Faith Grant College began as an idea for community service back in the 70s when Birmingham, like many other inner city neighborhoods, crumbling, especially in the predominantly black areas. And Faith Grant College was established to give young people an alternative to being on the street, to being involved in drugs, to give them an alternative, to show them that there's a better way of life. And so Dr. Daniel T. Grant, the founder of Faith Grant College, called together a group of educators. And I'm proud to say I was one of the ones who had enough confidence in to invite to be a part of that original chartering group. And after the college was chartered, it has grown continuously. And this evening, we're celebrating the 19th or the 20th anniversary, depending upon whether you count the chartering year or whether you count the year that the group actually came together to formulate the plans.
Now tonight there were 22 people that were conferred the Doctor of Laws and Doctor of Education degrees. Now how were these people selected?
We have scattered throughout the country search committees who seek out individuals who are making extraordinary contributions to their respective communities, who are not only known in their state, but regionally and nationwide and many worldwide. We look for individuals who are making a difference in the lives of people. We look at people who are into community service. We look at people who are outstanding educators. We look at people who have done well in business, not just for themselves, but who have brought the other underprivileged individuals into that equation.
I mentioned that because Daisy Brooks was selected, and she doesn't know how she got selected. She's been doing great things since about 1974. And so some of the people may not know who recommended them, right? But the search committee had decided that they should be given such an honor.
That is correct. And the search committee doesn't have the last word. It makes recommendations. Then we have a screening committee that sits down and weighs what those individuals contributed against what others in similar situations. So what you saw this evening was a culmination of an activity that began with people sitting down, poring over hundreds of resumes and recommendations to see who was worthy.
And this is fantastic. So Faith Grant College will be known all over the world now, especially in the Lake County area where we're from. Several people will be inquisitive and want to know about Faith Grant College. What's the population of Faith Grant College?
Student-wise, depending on whether you're talking full-time or full-time equivalency, we have, if you count all of our centers, we're talking 600 individuals.
Now, when you say all of your centers, you mean in the Birmingham area?
That is correct.
This is fantastic. Thank you very much, Dr. Daniel, for appearing on Community Forum. I'd like to talk to President Grant as soon as he's available. He's taking individual pictures, with each one of the honorees. But I thank you very much, and letting us know more about Faith Grant College.
Thank you. It's our pleasure.
Mr. Benjamin Omar A. Abbey, I should say Dr. Benjamin Omar Abbey, because this afternoon is a great day. You have been honored to receive the Doctor of Laws degree from Faith Grant College here in Birmingham, Alabama. You flew all the way from Uganda to receive it?
No, I am from Uganda, but I live in Seattle, Washington.
Oh, okay. And
so I came from Seattle.
What do you do in Seattle, Washington?
I teach in a college.
Okay, University of Washington?
No, not Seattle Community College, and it's Seattle University.
Okay. I understand you have some relatives that came from Uganda then.
Yes, my mother, my father, my aunt.
Mother, father, and aunt? Well, I'd like for them to come over and I'd like to meet them.
Right here.
Okay. This is your...
This is my mother.
Your mother, and you're Mrs.
Mrs. Aruna.
Okay, and this is your father? Congratulations. All right, and who is this?
This is my aunt.
Your aunt?
Eva Orion.
Eva Ariane, and also last?
And David Orion.
David, this must be a great celebration.
Yes, it is.
Tell us how, that celebration song that you sang in there, would you just do that for us?
That celebration song goes like this. Oh, you made a king, the way I do not know where, in the God of Kerala, yeah, come on, yeah, in the God of Kerala, yeah, 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 oh, we are born, oh, well, I walk about the dog.
Now, what does that mean?
That means what has already been started here in Alabama
Okay.
under the name of Grand College
Okay.
will extend to Uganda, and more children from Uganda will come to this place and take the good news back to Uganda.
Fantastic. Congratulations again. And probably Dr. Grant will be coming over to Uganda. I hope so. And if I ever come to Uganda, I will look you up. Thank you very much, and have a safe trip back.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Brooks. As of November 17, 1994, Faith Grant College of Birmingham, Alabama has conferred the Doctor of Education degree upon you. How do you feel?
I'm sure you can imagine, I feel really elated when I first received the letter where I was recommended for this degree. I really couldn't believe it. And then once I got the letter and knew that this was going to really happen, I'm just ecstatic. I don't know what to say.
This is fantastic. On December the 3rd, your staff has decided to re-enroll you at Daisy Resource Development Center in 1919 Sherman in North Chicago, and Dr. Grant has decided to come from Birmingham, Alabama to re-enroll you. This is outstanding.
I'm really excited about that too. There was a committee who decided that I should share this prestigious award, honor with my friends and colleagues in the area of North Chicago, and I'm really excited about it. I really wanted to have this done, and Dr. Grant decided to come and participate in the ceremony. I was very happy because I didn't know that he was going to come. I thought maybe he would send a colleague or a board of directors or something, but he felt that it was so important that he wants to come and do it himself, and I'm looking forward to it.
Now you have a bachelor's and a master's degree, and you, with your experience since 1974 in the field of human services, I guess the search committee has decided that you should be conferred with a Doctor of Education degree.
This is what the letter said. It's based on all of the things that I have done in the field of human resource development. They recommended me to their board of directors here at Faith Grant College, and they feel that because, like I said, of all the things that I have done, work that I have done with children and adults, senior citizens, that warrant a Doctor of Education degree. I'm excited about it.
This is fantastic. We're people calling now, and they will be asking for Dr. Brooks. And this is fantastic. And we hope that there's a good crowd. I'm sure there'll be a good crowd that will be attending on December the 3rd.
I'm hoping that because this is something that I really want to share with as many people who will come. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, I'm going to be talking with several other your staff members that came down to Birmingham to witness this confirmation. I think there were about at least 10 people who came
There was
down.
10 of us that came down.
So I'm going to talk with your daughter and have her introduce the ones that came down. Your daughter, Cassandra Brooks.
Okay. Thanks a lot for having me.
I'd like to introduce to you her daughter, Cassandra Brooks, who will introduce the others that have come down to witness this confirmation. Cassandra?
Okay, those that came down were the friend and sower of Mrs. Brooks, Sarah Haggerty, a lifetime friend of Mrs. Brooks, Dr. Brooks, Odessa Morton, and the facility or the director, site director of Daisy's Nursery, Miss Doreen Fields, and others include the child care supervisor of Daisy's Resource Center, Miss Juanita Bias, and the other child care supervisor of Daisy's West, Brenda Porter.
This has been outstanding for you because you received your bachelor's and master's from the National College of Education, and while you were there, you became an AKA soror, and you invited Mrs. Brooks at that time, so Mama, to become a soror of AKA, and that was exciting for you. And now you have journeyed to Birmingham, Alabama for another great event to see the Doctor of Education degree confirmed. How do you feel?
Well, I just feel wonderful. I'm very proud of Dr. Brooks, who is my mom, my friend, my soror, all of those things. I'm very proud of her. I'm glad to be here.
So there were 10 of us that journeyed from North Chicago down here to witness the confirmation. We might ask our longtime friend, Mrs. Odessa Morton. How do you feel, Odessa?
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't take this golden opportunity to say that I am just ecstatic also. Although, as you go through life, so many heights you want to obtain yourself, and if you don't reach them, it's just a wonderful, uplifting feeling to see someone you really love reach those heights. And Dr. Brooks has done that. I love her. We've been friends through the years. So far she hasn't changed, and I keep waiting. So far she hasn't, and if this change her, I don't know what I'll do. But I want her to know I love her. I'm proud of her entire family, her husband, her children. She's been a wonderful mother, and she's just an all-around person. And I was glad that I could come today to witness this great event.
We also have Doreen Fields, who was introduced, director at Daisy's Nursery. Doreen, tell us how do you feel about this event?
I think it was a wonderful event. I am very glad that I was able to be here and able to come to join your family as well. See Dr. Brooks, please welcome aboard this certificate. I'm really proud of her, and she has set a very good example for myself.
Thank you very much, and I hope tomorrow we'll get a chance to visit Faith Grant College ourselves and bring it back to North Chicago so they can see the university. Thank you very much for attending. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dr. Daniel T. Grant, the president of Faith Grant College, founded in 1976 in Birmingham, Alabama. Good evening, Dr. Grant.
Fine, how are you?
Dr. Grant, there were about 10 of us from North Chicago, Waukegan, Illinois, that came down to witness the confirmation of the Doctor of Education degree upon one of our citizens in Lake County, Daisy Brooks. Tell us about Faith College. Give us a little background, a little history about Faith Grant College.
First, I would like to say we appreciate you coming down to enjoy our convocation, our 20th year convocation. The school is very small, but we are an accredited institution, four-year institution of higher learning.
Okay.
And we have so many young people in this area, Inslee, Alabama, just outskirts of Birmingham, that haven't had the opportunity to get a good education because of poverty and other problems. And we organized the school with 2 janitors, a cook, and 2 young ministers. And we've had a pretty rough time, but we're proud to say that we are fully accredited. Our students' transcripts are accepted in all the leading colleges and universities. We have a strong faculty of about 25 people. And we're trying to do a good job so we can help them become better citizens.
Your wife is a doctor also, right?
Yeah. I married her, she's a girl, and my son's in school, and of course in my house, 2 doctors don't look to be, too good. So they call me doctor at the house and call her Mrs. Grant.
Also, you have children that are doctors too, I think.
Yes, I have 2 daughters, one of the supervisors of music in the city of Atlanta, and the other is a teacher in the Ensley High School in Birmingham.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's the chairman of our board of directors of Faith Grant College.
Mm-hmm. Now, Faith Grant College is a private institution, right?
Yeah, at first we started off as a theological seminary.
Okay.
And we branched off further so the students can get federal aid and state aid grants.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to deviate some of that, and we have a curriculum strictly academic.
Okay.
Public academic institution.
Okay.
In other words, we are a member of the private college unit of the State Department of Education in Alabama.
Okay. What about funding for the unit, for the college?
Well, that's been a problem. We have, most of our students are people who have jobs.
Okay.
And adult, an average few young people.
Mm-hmm.
There are music students and people like that, GED program. But the major group of our students, adult, folks have jobs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Of course, we used to supplement that because I'm a concert pianist.
Oh.
I travel throughout the country, played in Japan and foreign countries. Classical music, strictly classical.
Fantastic.
To raise money for the institution.
Mm-hmm.
And now we are eligible for state grants and supposed to be eligible for federal grants this coming spring.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We have a new facility here, and within the next year or two, we hope to control this whole block.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, tell us this. How do you select your conferees for a doctor's degree?
Well, you know, that's a big problem, and it's a good one, too. We have so many people who've given their lives to helping others,
Mm-hmm.
community service programs, politics, business, religion, and never did get any type of special honor.
Okay.
And our faculty, in order to enhance the group and to finance the school, we do try to get people who will give money or donate money to the school for those folks who can't pay their way in school. So the search committee decided we have one in Illinois, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And they search the newspapers and read books and check all the status of people who are outstanding in whatever field. And then someone recommended them to the committee. They submitted a transcript, resume, and it starts from there.
Now, Dr. Daisy Brooks was recommended for a Doctor of Education degree, and she's still trying to find out just who recommended her, but she probably never will find out who recommended her. It was just the National Search Committee did an outstanding job in locating her, is that right?
Well, one thing about Dr. Brooks, she's an unusual person.
Mm-hmm.
She's gone beyond the call of duty
Mm-hmm.
in serving humanity. And quite natural, we would hear about her. I'm a Methodist minister myself. We have several churches in the Chicago area.
Okay.
And we've had about 15 or 20 people from Illinois to receive the honors, and somehow her name came up.
Well, we're very happy to come down to be with her on her conferring of the degree. It was a great ceremony. And I'm going to be talking with other people that receive the honorary doctorate degree too later on, people from other parts of the country. You have several success stories you related to at the banquet last night too. You want to tell us about those?
Oh, well, one thing, I'm a musician.
Okay.
Profession, that was my major in college. But somehow I changed over into administration.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 26 years old, I was principal of a large high school in Georgia.
Okay.
And for 24 years, I was principal of 3 different schools in large schools in the state of Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a college, Daniel Payne College in Birmingham, Alabama, Methodist Institution, AME institution.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have 8 full accredited schools throughout the country and the world.
Okay.
And that was one of the schools. They wanted me to rebuild the school, change it from the old airport The folks couldn't hear, and I took me to the chapel and so forth. And they brought me to Alabama, and I worked toward it, and we were successful. We built a $5 million campus. When I went there, they had 113 students. When I left, they had nearly 3,000.
Wow.
The faculty was just only 12 faculty and staff. When I left, they had 102 on faculty and staff. Not a single PhD. When I left, they had 18 PhDs. One master's we had. When I left, they had 37 masters. And our students could enter any college university. And we had a situation there where the college was built on an old coal mine area. And we had problems about the coal and so forth, so I decided I would just resign and go and start a school myself.
Okay.
And that's the history of how we become in existence.
And you have recruiters for the university also. There's a young lady that's a doctor that does recruiting for you that sang last night with her sisters, and her mother played piano, you know, and so forth.
Yes, that's Dr. Barlett. She just had arrived from
London,
England yesterday. And we knew about her from magazines and different things like that, success stories. And see, our committee is composed of a group of outstanding people themselves.
Okay.
And they know a lot of people. And they attend a lot of conventions, politics, and so forth. It's just come across people who are outstanding. They said like begets like.
Okay. You mentioned someone at the airport too that had a high position too. That.
Oh yes, we have a young man, and I met him about 20 years ago. And his English was terrible.
Okay.
And we took him in and worked with him, and he was able to do the 2-year program. And he went to a technical school, Bessemer Tech, and took plumbing and building construction. And he finally came back, couldn't get a good contract to build until he received his bachelor's degree. Came back and received his bachelor's degree. Now he's the maintenance supervisor at the International Airport in Birmingham.
The maintenance supervisor.
Right.
That's fantastic. You also, tell us, why were we meeting at the Sheraton? I know that there's probably no black-owned hotels in Birmingham, right? But why was the Sheraton selected?
Well, because of the accommodations. It's well protected. It's lighted up there about 3 or 4 blocks. And parking is available. And people just like to go there because they have the Coliseum and the basketballs and all those type of skating rink and everything.
So this is located near within the Civic Center.
The complex, yes.
Okay.
They call it the Sheraton Civic Center Hotel.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And you know, Mr. Judge Thomas in Supreme Court.
Yes, Clarence Thomas.
His brother is one of the managers down there in that building.
Is that right?
Yes.
You mentioned a lady who was primarily responsible for your coming here. I didn't.
Oh yes, well she was a little girl that I met. She knocked on my door around about 18 years ago and said she wanted to go to school.
Okay.
She had a little girl, about 2 years old baby.
Okay.
And I took her in, and well, my wife wanted to know what the people thought in the community.
Okay.
And I said, well, the girl needs help. And from that moment, she had finished, I gave her a job in the office, she could type well. She did a good job, and she finally finished college and started working for McDonald's. And she came back and said, I have a degree, and they want me to scrub the floor. I said, scrub it. Another time would come, she ended up a manager for about 8 years at McDonald's.
Okay.
And then she took a lot of tests, and she worked for this same hotel. That's the main reason why we went there, because I knew her so well.
Okay.
She would look out for her.
Okay.
And now she works for the city of Birmingham and part-time at the post office.
Wow.
And that little baby is a senior at Talladega College who will graduate this year.
Is that right?
Right.
That's it. You know, several people receiving honorary doctor's degrees probably are saying, what's in it for me? That's what the topic of the speaker last night. What are some of your comments about that?
Well, you see, when you throw pearl before swine, they don't understand.
Okay.
That's just like the cat went to see the queen. Pussycat, pussycat, where you been? I've been to see the queen. What did you see on the queen's chair? I saw a rat, a mouse. See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, people have been given honorary degrees down through the years.
Okay.
In Rome, you know, I remember the time that a lawyer had to do apprentice under a lawyer
Mm-hmm.
and then take a test.
Okay.
Well, the LLD, honorary degree, LL Doctoral Laws, was something that you, if he had it, you knew he was an outstanding man, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then they went on to literature and art and so forth. You know, if when a man gets an earned degree, he did that for himself, which means that he's a little selfish.
Okay.
I know a lot of them haven't never written in the books.
Mm-hmm.
They just taught a class and that's all.
Okay.
But people who go out and help go beyond the call of duty, just as Dr. Brooks has done,
Mm-hmm.
go beyond the call of duty and help people, well, she earned that too
Okay.
for her service.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that is. Dr. Gaston here is one of the richest black men in the world, right here in Birmingham.
Is it possible that we may meet him before we leave?
Well, he's 102 years old, and you know how he
Okay,
is getting
okay.
conference with him. And he finished 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
He told me, he said, now, you PhDs all right, but I finished 7th grade, and a lot of folks get work for me with PhDs.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But at the same time, he has received honorary degrees from some of the large universities throughout the country.
Okay.
I wouldn't name a few, but I'd rather not.
Mm-hmm.
And he's an outstanding man. He's been called doctor.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, when you reach the point that they call you doctor, well, that's nice. So many people ask me, one lady said, is you a doctor? I said, I is. She said, are you a horse doctor or a mule doctor? I said, I'm neither. And she said, well, what kind of doctor is you? I said, well, I like to doctor on babies and ladies and so forth. You don't look for a doctor then? I didn't specialize in men doctor, I specialize in women.
Okay.
Just having a little fun.
But the conferee of doctor's degree here at Faith Grant College is the same meaning as one from Harvard University, right?
Well, we had
It's an honorary degree.
Yes, we had we don't call it honorary anymore, we call it earned.
Earned, okay.
We had Dr. McDonald, who was my physician in Atlanta, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
He was a congressman that was killed going to Japan in a plane.
Okay.
We gave him an honorary degree, and he said that I'm a medical doctor, and I'm a member of the state Congress.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather have one from Faith Grant College than to have one from Harvard.
Okay, okay.
Because Harvard has arrived,
Okay.
but Faith College is on its way.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I really appreciate this interview you gave to us while we're in Birmingham, and we're looking forward to seeing some other sites. It's a very historical town.
Fine.
One note, though, the primary mission of Faith Grant College would be what?
Our primary mission is to help those who are in need.
Okay,
That's the purpose.
very good. Thank you very much, Dr. Grant. Give our regards to your wife. We'll probably see her again before we leave, and I'd probably like to talk with her too.
Appreciate having you.
And lots of luck, and you're going to hear more from us. The Lake County is going to hear more from you.
Fine. I hope you'll be able to see the museum, Civil Rights Museum downtown there. I know you have other things on your agenda, but it would be good if you could have time.
That's one of the primary. Oh, by the way, one other thing. On December 3rd, you are coming to Lake County to re-roll Dr. Daisy Brooks, right? So that the other people in Lake County may have an opportunity to see the rolling?
Yes. That'd be good.
This is fine. I think you and your wife are both accountable?
Yes.
Fantastic. We'll be looking forward to seeing it.
Good.
And
I'll wait.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Good evening, Mr. Labat.
Good evening.
First of all, congratulations on receiving the doctor. Was that a Doctor of Law or Doctor of Education?
Doctor of Law.
Doctor of Law's degree. Tell our listening audience a little bit about your educational background.
I received my Bachelor of Science degree in mathematics from the University of Southern Mississippi in Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Okay.
Initially, when I graduated, friends of mine were asking, well, what'd you get your degree in? I said, math. Oh, you're going to be a school teacher.
Okay.
Well, no, I didn't go that route. I'm going to lean more towards the science field.
Mm-hmm.
Further education, after I got hired, continued education in other physical sciences areas, acoustics, physical oceanography, and acoustics.
What generated your interest, though, in oceanography?
I started working there while I was going to school, and I found out what type of work the Naval Oceanographic Office was doing. So we travel worldwide, studying the world's oceans, collecting various types of physical data, studying the ocean and its relation. All of our products go to the fleet, the U.S. Navy.
Oh, now is it an administrative position, or do you actually get underwater and study the floor?
Well, we have ships that we're deployed on, and we have various instruments that's in the water.
A lot of your time is spent out.
Yes, up to 50% of your time. We could be gone in a year's time, 6 months. Not continuously. Deployment times usually start between 1 month to 2 months.
How does that set with your wife, though? Is she pleased about that?
Well, because my wife, she works for the same organization. She's done it before also for years, and got to a point where she wants to do some other things, so she got into a non-traveling area in the office. Not everyone in the office is in a traveling code.
Faith Grant College has a nationwide search committee, and your name popped up in a computer, and here you are in Birmingham, Alabama at the Sheridan receiving the honorary doctor's degree. How do you feel?
When I originally received the correspondence, first I was shocked. I looked at it again, and undoubtedly someone had to nominate me for this, but it didn't happen.
You may not ever find out.
You may never find out. But it's an outstanding recognition, and it also gives me a challenge also to go back into my community and do some more things in addition to what I've done.
I was very impressed by the ceremony last night, both at the banquet and also the confirmation ceremony. Not just because Dr. Daisy Brooks, my wife, was one of the recipients of the Doctor of Education degree, but it was very professionally done.
It was. I thoroughly enjoyed it. My wife enjoyed it. I know we're going to go back and look at the videotape when we get home.
Okay. Another group that's very proud of you, too, is the Alpha Phi Alpha?
Yes, I'm a member of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity since 1981. I'm active in my alumni chapter right now, Zeta Mu Lambda chapter in Gulfport, Mississippi. Okay. Past president, chapter president.
Oh, fantastic.
We do a lot on the Gulf Coast. One of our main programs is Spring Botillion. In April, we'll be having our 7th annual Spring Botillion, which recognizes young African American males. There's a constant talk about African American males being, one, in jeopardy, two, it's a losing generation, a lost generation, and we want to recognize those that are doing some good, and some of the ones that we recognize that are doing very good. We always hear about the bad things that young black males are doing, never the good things. And it's the same thing that's done for women. They have a cotillion, we have a botillion. So it's a very formal event. The young men, if they don't know how to do the waltz, they learn how to do the waltz. Very exciting.
Very good. We have a very active Alpha Alpha chapter in Lake County, Illinois also. One of the members of your organization I know very well, we call him Tiny.
Tiny.
You ever heard of Tiny?
Yeah, Tiny Blanton.
Yes.
That's right. He's the executive secretary of our fraternity.
He was located in Chicago, and
Right.
I guess physically he had to locate in Baltimore, Maryland, where your new headquarters
Yes,
are?
our new headquarters in Baltimore.
Oh yes, I'm very familiar with
Yes.
that. Yeah.
I was surprised when I saw Tiny also.
He's about 300 pounds, and so what, you know.
He's a very good guy.
I noticed on your T-shirt you have the John C. Stennis Space Center Special Olympics. Now, you have just changed clothes. You're getting ready to hit the road. I think you
Yes.
said it's about 5 or 5.5 hours
Yes.
back.
Yes.
And I'm so happy that you took time to spend a few minutes with us as one of the honorees to appear on Community Forum show. And we'll make sure that you will get a copy of the show, and so that you can have it for your permanent record.
Great.
But tell us about the John C. Stennis. Is that named after one of our senators?
Yes, John Stennis, Mississippi senator for quite some years. It was just recently named after, the Space Center was just recently named after him about 5 or 6 years ago. And it used to be called the National Space Technology Laboratories, where the space shuttle engine are tested. There are various other programs out there. Also, NASA is the main contractor at John C. Stennis Space Center.
Okay. I might say that I'm a Mississippian also, and some good people got from Mississippi. It's about midway to state. You heard of Lexington, Mississippi?
Yes, I have.
Lexington, right near Greenwood, in this area.
Right.
So this is fantastic. So hope you're lots of luck.
Thank you very much.
And on your trip back, have a safe trip back. And we're going to take in some more sites. Birmingham. There's a lot of historical civil rights scenes. The burning of the church at Birmingham, I understand, and also many other scenes that happened during the struggle.
Right. Exactly.
We're talking with Mrs. Florence Wilson Davis, Assistant Curator of Education at the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute. Good evening, Mrs. Davis.
Hello, how are you?
Tell our listening audience a little bit about the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute. How did it come about and so forth?
It came about because of a lot of hard work on the part of committee and board that was established by the mayor of Birmingham, Richard Arrington.
Okay.
And Ms. Odessa Woolfolk, who was president of the board.
Okay.
It took a lot of hard work before construction finally started on the building. And the construction took about 2 years.
At a cost of approximately how much?
I believe at about $12 million. I'm not sure of the exact amount. But the Institute opened on November 15th of 1992.
Why is it necessary to have a Civil Rights Institute in Birmingham?
Because it's important, number one, for people to understand what happened here during the Civil Rights Movement, and through that understanding to promote healing and understanding among all people.
Now, tours are open for everybody daily and on weekends?
We're open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 6, and on Sunday 1 to 5.
We have Ms. Davis with us because the city of Birmingham is a historical town in the civil rights movement, and you have Mr. Fred, is that Shuttlesworth that was
Reverend
active?
Fred Shuttlesworth. We have a statue in front of the Institute in tribute to Reverend Shuttlesworth. He also serves as a member of the board of directors here at the Institute, and he's also part of an advisory committee. He just participated in a program here this week where he was talking with former Mayor David Vann to kick off our oral history project, and where he and David Vann talked about their experiences in 1963 and the Civil Rights Movement.
We're very happy that you took time from your busy schedule to talk with us while we're here in Birmingham about the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute. We're here to support my wife. She received an honorary doctorate degree from Faith Grant College here in Birmingham. And we stopped, we just going through some sites here in Birmingham, and we heard about the Civil Rights Institute, and we're so happy. And maybe others may want to stop by too. You're right across the street from the 6th Avenue Baptist Church.
16th Street Baptist Church.
16th Street Baptist Church, located on the corner
of 16th Street and 6th Avenue North.
It is very historical too because the bombing took place there.
That is correct.
4 young girls died and so forth.
Yes, and we're located in what has been designated the Civil Rights District in Birmingham.
Okay.
And the district includes 16th Street Baptist Church, the Institute, Keller Ingle Park, which is very significant during the Civil Rights Movement, and also the 4th Avenue Business District, and the Carver Theater is on 4th Avenue, and that houses the Alabama Jazz Hall of Fame. So when people come to visit, they can spend a half day just looking at sites in the district.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.